think is kind of the best way to go about bringing, like you said, education, but what are the other ways we can bring tap in back into the fold? Is it getting tap dancers in ensembles more from the instrumentalist side of things? Like, what are the ways we can do that?
Loaded question, loaded answer. Here it comes.
I didn't even know it was loaded, but it's true. It's true.
But yeah. So you had mentioned postmodern jukebox, and I just want to hit that real fast because what's so cool about what Scott Bradley's doing with these YouTube videos is he's taking songs from today and then transforming it to something of a vintage style, whether it's from the 30s or a 20s Charleston or a 60s doo-wop style. So for me to get to even tour with this band and since I've left or stopped touring so much, I've gotten to give that job to multiple tap dancers because that's now a part of their band. Like, we have to have a tap dancer. That's like the whole shtick, if you will.
Yeah, that's like it's a fundamental part of the
thing. It's a fundamental part of the group. So that's beautiful. And of course, it's like a nod to that era. So like that's why that's there. But it's so cool because I can show up as Sarah Reich, not necessarily trying to fill that old school gap, but still like do it old school, but still be me and fresh. You know what I mean? So I think that's really hip. Okay, so that's great. So something like that that's happening now is a beautiful and amazing thing. Thank you, Scott Bradley, forever. And then I released an album. It's a tap album of all original music. And all the songs are written stemming from tap rhythms. So tap rhythms then transcribed into melodies. And the way I write these songs is in collaboration with various musicians, whether it's Danny Janko on saxophone or Artyom Manukyan on cello, or a vocalist. You know, we can make it work. So that's really awesome. So I encourage everyone to check out New Change on all streaming platforms. So you
definitely
can hear
do that.
But it's also like what I've done with the album is I have interludes of my mentor speaking. So aside from the music, I'm also saying like, listen to these cats speak, know who they are, because these people are masters in the tap dance world. They're Broadway stars, TV stars, legends. My main mentor, Harold Cromer, who's no longer with us, I have a voicemail from him as the opening track to the whole album. So that's how I find my balance of like, let me keep this old tradition alive while still innovating it and pushing it forward. So the tap presence in the music community is growing right now with these concepts of original music. And then I do my intensives that you've played a couple of them, the Tap Music Project Intensive, where I teach my students how to do this collaboration. And we have a band in class and all the students are encouraged to speak up and say, hey, can we try, let's do the next section in the Latin feel, or can we do something in 5, or can we, you know, I don't know, let's set some stop time hits and some crazy syncopated pattern, like you know, it's so fun. So my dream is to have tap dance artists in the world on a musical level, but really it's all encompassing. When you say tap dancing, you can't ignore the physical and visual element of it. But that's why I think it could win so heavy, because it is so visual too.
Yeah, and culturally right now, I'd say dance is more emphasized than ever. I mean, there's whole platforms designed around dancing.
Word. Right. So it's like, I always say this, like, I would love to win a Grammy, and I would love for there to even be a category of tap music at the Grammys. Why not? We have our own language of rhythm. And it's incredible and it's beautiful. And man, if y'all need to see what's going on in the tap community right now. I'm telling you, there are some beasts out there killing everything on incredible musical levels. And it's really unfortunate, but I'm gonna stop talking in that language because I feel like as tap dancers, we're always constantly like, damn, where's the work? Where's the this? Where's the that? As I'm sure some musicians feel as well. But hey, I mean, there's places in LA I can go see live music every night. I know that. But where can I say, hey Kevin, where can I go see tap dancing tonight? I'd love to see tap dancing tonight.
Where?
You know, where? So it's like, just like things like that, that we would love to be a part of. You know, so I think that goes for venues and things like that. So I'm also having to tell my students too, like, you have to provide your own opportunities, because tap dance is still, it's like, it's there, but it's like, people don't really know what's up. So they're kind of like, but until they go see tap, or they go to a postmodern jukebox show, or go to a jam and happen to see a tap dancer, then they're like, dang, tap dance is the shit. Tap dance is amazing. I want to see this all the time. And this is why I feel people say tap is a dying art form. And I'm like, who are you to even say that? I'm heavy in this community. It's never been dead, not to me. So
Right.
why would you say that? Well, maybe they're thinking, and here's my conclusion, is that how dope is tap dancing that I don't get to see this every day? I think that's what they're
Right. Why
really
is that
saying.
interesting?
It's so dope. So if I'm not seeing this on television or in the movies or this and that, like, it must be a dying art form.
Right. Right. I think you're right on the, you're nailing it. And what I would say is that I think what a better time than ever, because I think, you know, if to all the tap dancers and musicians, to kind of, you know, musicians bringing tap dancers into the fold, you know, for tap dancers hitting up musicians, you know what, you might get rejected at some of those jam sessions by cats, but you know what, keep going. Like, if the tap dancers and the musicians that get it will keep pushing, like yourself, and those are the ones that are going to make sure this keeps going, if not, you know, and growing. Because I mean, like I said, every time we go to we do a intensive or we do a performance, I don't see it. I don't, it doesn't feel dead to me. It
Not
feels more alive than any jazz show I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's just a matter of time and a matter of those people that are willing to kind of carry on, you know, and bring it to a new level. And that's what you're doing.